Kia ora. Today I'm going to show you how to put together the Cut Above card kit, which is Holiday Sparkle. Now this is an October special, and so I suggest that you get in quickly for this. It's absolutely beautiful, and the last couple of monthly projects that we've had for sale have just sold out. So in this kit you get all that you need to make 12 beautiful shaker cards. And so you get these circles, you get some acetate pieces, you get the adhesive parts, and there's 2 packs of those, so there's 6 in each, these gorgeous sparkly sequins. I purchased the kit with the stamp set. Now these cards are actually bigger than the normal size, so they're quite a bit larger. So they make for a beautiful card for your Christmas season, for teachers, for anyone. Anyone. They're absolutely beautiful. Now, I have also seen some people create these and put them together as birthday cards or other things without using the full kit, but today I'm going to use the kit as it is. I've also gathered a few other bits and pieces that I'm going to use with it. So the bone folder, an anti-static pad, I've got these particular colours of ink that go beautifully with this paper range that's used in here, and I've used the edge distresser as well as the clear shimmer brush. Now the edge distresser I use because as you pop out the little die cuts from the main card, sometimes there's tiny little pieces left stuck on the edges, and so I use that just to take some of those bits off. So using the bone folder, fold the card over, and using an anti-static pad, just rub over it. And I'm putting this over because these sequins do seem to have quite a bit of static with them, and when you go to add the acetate they do seem to sort of cling to it a wee bit. So by using the anti-static, that helps eliminate some of that problem. So adhering this circle from the outside of the adhesive bits, and here I use my fingers to sprinkle them on. In some later cards, as I got more practice with this, I actually used a combination of tweezers and just shook the sequins out of the packet. In the instructions it suggests to put the sequins into 12 equal piles so that you can then put them evenly into the cards. I kind of went with it and hoped I'd have enough in there. Now you'll see here that the sequins sort of lift up towards that plastic even though I'd put the static on it, but it just seemed to help, so just giving it a bit of a shake around to see that they'll move. You can play around with the amount of sequins that you put into each of the shaker cards. I went with less in the sense that I just wanted them to be able to move around, but to be, just have that freedom of movement. It felt like when I put some of them together that if I had too many, they sort of stuck to the top of the acetate. And in this way, you've just got that beautiful sprinkle of colour, or the sequins that just sort of shake through it. So with the kit comes the die cuts, and here I'm just using the edge distresser to get rid of those little bumpy bits that just stick out. And I'm going to use some of the adhesive dots from inside the circle, and for this particular decoration I'm just going to put one on each side of the bauble and just going to stick it down here on the card. So now I'm going to use my micro dots. When I was first getting set up for this project, I was thinking that I would use the liquid glass that was recommended with it, but I had these in my collection and thought I'd give them a bit of a try and see how they go, and they made excellent ways of sticking down the sequins without getting super sticky fingers. So pulling out these die cut stars and arranging them ready to go, and just popping them on the paper. Now the next job is to get some of the sequins, and I just sprinkled a few out earlier that I was playing around with, and I'm just going to stick them where I've put the glue dots onto the card, and there we go, there's one of the cards. So I'm going to pop that aside, and I'm going to have a go at making the other design that comes in the kit. So you get 6 of each of these cards. And so in this particular one, there's just some lines, some beautiful little grey lines, and in some of the cards, like this one, I stamped a message in the middle, and I use the Lagoon ink for this one. And again, now I'm just going to add the adhesive circle around the edge Getting the adhesive circle did take a little bit of practice, making sure it was in the right spot and it was still in a complete circle shape. I had to be careful not to stick it down until I actually had them placed correctly on the card. And just using that static again, just to try and allow more movement of the sequins, and sprinkling them in there. They seem to quite like my fingers as well, and just spreading them out so that they're going to allow the message in the middle there. Now, peeling off the film, the protective film, is a little bit tricky, finding where the edges of it are, and yeah, so it just does take a little bit of feeling to find that. And again, I just tried putting the static on it, peeling off the other side, and you can see again that those sequins kind of jumped up there towards the acetate. So just making sure they're stuck. Now there is one that sort of got stuck in the corner there, so I had to lift it up just so that it was laying flat rather than up in a vertical type position. So on the cards, in the packs, you've got a sticker which has kind of got a stitched border. If you were wanting to make more of these shaker cards, we do have the sequins, we have the adhesive foam circles, we have the acetate pieces, and we also have a die cut for the stitched border that you can pop around this circle. So it does give lots of options, but this is a great way to get into shaker cards. And so here again, just using that edge distressor to try and take off all those little bits that are just sticking out there a little bit from where they were attached to the sheet earlier. So I'm going to use the tape runner here, just the Tombow permanent adhesive, to attach that across the bottom there, where the two different colours on the pre-printed colours on the card meet, or the white and the colour. Now the circles had some quite cool little triangular pieces in the corners where there weren't squares in the middle, and these made for great corner pieces in the banner, as you can see here. So peeling off the backing and getting ready to stick those down. These cards do have a little bit of a snowy kind of feel, I guess, with the twinkly glitter, but they could also look a bit like beach, the waves, the sea for our warmer New Zealand or Southern Hemisphere type Christmases that we have over here. So you could easily use it for both seasons. Even though we're in spring, we've got rainy snow warnings out and about around me at the moment, and I can hear the wind sort of blowing through the windows and through the trees. So again, I've popped my micro dots down on the page, a nice mess-free way of adhering the sequins down, and I'm just sticking some different sequins onto those places. I'm going to use the clear shimmer brush here to go over the holidays piece, just to give it a bit more lift. You won't actually see it in the video very well, but it shows up beautifully when you look at the cards, and it just adds a little bit more of a final touch or something to make it exciting. So there's our shake, making sure all the bits move around and we can see the message. Hey, thanks for watching.